There is someone in your life right now, and they are wearing a face that doesn't belong to them. You've seen the charm, the warmth, the way they make everyone around them feel special. But behind that face, there is nothing. No guilt, no genuine love, no real version of the person you thought you knew. Just a carefully constructed mask, built for one purpose only, to get something from you. Psychologists have studied this personality for decades. They have a name for it, a diagnosis, a pattern so precise and so predictable that once you see it, you will never unsee it. And the most terrifying part, you already know one. You just didn't know what they were. Until now. This is the narcissist, and this video will change how you see people forever. Here is the first thing you need to burn into your memory. Everything you saw from them was a lie, not a small lie, not an exaggeration, a complete and total fabrication. The confidence, constructed, the charm, weaponized, the warmth they showed you in the beginning, a costume they wore until they had you completely. Psychology calls this the false self, a carefully engineered version of a human being, built not to connect with you but to capture you. And here is what makes it truly sinister. The narcissist doesn't build the false self to deceive you. They build it to survive. Because underneath the performance, underneath the arrogance, the charm, the absolute certainty that they are extraordinary, there is nothing. A void so deep and so dark that they cannot bear to look at it. The confidence you admired, it isn't confidence. It is terror wearing a mask. They don't believe they are special. They are convinced at their absolute core that they are worthless, and they will destroy anyone and anything around them before they ever let that truth surface. The God complex. This is where they become dangerous, not annoying, not difficult, dangerous. A narcissist does not simply want to be better than you. They need it, the way you need air. Being ordinary is not uncomfortable for them. It is not humbling. It is not a lesson in perspective. It is psychological annihilation. While you can accept being average, making mistakes, losing sometimes, being wrong, the narcissist experiences those same moments as a complete collapse of their identity. So they build a world where that never happens. A world where they are always right, always the smartest, always the exception, always the most important person in any room they walk into. And anyone who threatens that world, anyone who challenges them, outshines them, or simply stops feeding their ego, becomes a target, not someone they dislike, not someone they drift away from. A target, because to a narcissist, you not worshipping them is not indifference. It is war, zero empathy. Now I need you to hear this part carefully, because this is the part that will reframe every interaction you ever had with them. You assumed they felt things the way you do. You assumed that when you were hurting, something in them responded. That when you cried, they felt it. That when you were broken, some part of them wanted to fix it. You were wrong. And it was never your fault for believing that, because they were very good at performing the responses you needed. But performance is all it ever was. Psychology tells us that narcissists have a profound empathy deficiency. They can intellectually understand that you are in pain. They can observe it, process it, categorize it, but they cannot feel it. Your suffering does not move them. Your tears do not break their heart. Your pain is not something they experience alongside you. It is something they evaluate. Is this useful to me right now? Does this get me attention? Does this serve my agenda? If yes, they will comfort you publicly and feel absolutely nothing privately. If no, they will dismiss you, minimize you, or somehow this is the part that will make your stomach turn, somehow make your pain about them. Because here is what you actually were to a narcissist, not a partner, not a friend, not a child they loved, a source of admiration, validation, attention, control. Psychologists call it narcissistic supply, and the moment you stop providing it, you were already being replaced. The mask. This is why nobody believes you. When you try to explain what happened, when you try to describe who they really were behind closed doors, the people around you look at you like you're confused, because they have only ever seen one version, the public version. Charming, warm, generous, the one everyone at work loves, the parent all the other kids wish they had, the friend who would do anything for you. But you saw the other version, the private version, cold, calculating, cruel in ways that leave no marks. The version that only exists behind closed doors, in whispered conversations, in the way they looked at you when no one else was watching. And here is what you need to understand. That is not an accident. A narcissist manages their public image the way a corporation manages a brand. They know exactly which mask to wear for exactly which audience. The warmth is calibrated. The generosity is strategic. The charm is deployed with surgical precision. The mask never slips in public, only in private, only with you. And when you finally break, when you finally try to tell someone what you experienced, they have already made sure the whole world sees the mask, and nothing you say will change that. Now, there are two types of narcissists, and you need to understand both, because one of them almost nobody sees coming. The overt narcissist is the one you've heard about. Loud, arrogant, dominating every conversation, obsessed with status and power, explosive when challenged, impossible to ignore, dangerous, yes, but visible. The covert narcissist is a completely different predator. They don't brag. They suffer. They don't dominate. They withdraw. They don't demand admiration. They manufacture guilt until you hand it to them voluntarily. The covert narcissist is the one who says, "I just give everything to everyone and nobody ever sees it. I've sacrificed so much. Nobody understands what I carry. Don't worry about me. I never matter anyway." Every sentence is a hook. Every display of suffering is a trap. Every moment of vulnerability is calculated to make you feel responsible for their pain and the punishment for not responding correctly. Silence, coldness, withdrawal, the slow removal of their warmth until you are desperate enough to do whatever it takes to get it back. The overt narcissist breaks you loudly. The covert narcissist breaks you in complete silence. And by the time you realize what happened, they have already convinced you that you did it to yourself. At this point, some of you are thinking about someone specific, someone you loved, someone you maybe still love, and part of you wants to understand why. Why would someone do this? I am going to tell you, not to make you feel sorry for them, not to make you go back, but because understanding the wound is how you stop blaming yourself for not being able to heal it. Most narcissists were not born. They were built. Behind almost every narcissist is a childhood where love was a performance, where affection was conditional, where they were either told they were so extraordinary that ordinary human flaws became unacceptable, or they were so neglected that they built walls so impenetrable that genuine connection became impossible. The narcissism you experienced was their survival mechanism as a child who learned that vulnerability meant punishment, a child who learned that love had to be earned, never simply given, a child who built the false self because showing the true self was never safe. That explains it. It does not excuse it. It does not justify what they did to you, but it answers the question you have been asking yourself for months or years. Why wasn't my love enough? Because the wound they carry cannot be healed by another person, only by them. And most of them will spend their entire lives making sure they never have to face it. So how do you catch one before they have you? Because the window to see clearly is small, and they know it. Red flag 1, the intensity is immediate. They move fast, dangerously fast. Within weeks, you feel like you have known them your entire life, like they understand you in a way nobody ever has. That feeling is real, but it was manufactured. Nobody moves that fast with genuine love, only with an agenda. Red flag 2, they are never the villain of their own story. Listen to how they talk about their past. Every ex was unstable. Every friendship ended because of betrayal. Every opportunity was stolen by someone jealous of them. They have lived an entire life and somehow never once been responsible for a single thing that went wrong. That is not bad luck. That is a pattern. Red flag 3, criticism destroys them. Not upsets them, not challenges them, destroys them. The smallest, most gently delivered feedback triggers a reaction completely disconnected from reality. Rage, shutdown, days of punishment. Because criticism doesn't just hurt a narcissist. It threatens the entire false self they have built their survival on. Red flag 4, you feel drained and you can't explain why. You haven't done anything exhausting, but after time with them, you feel completely emptied, like something invisible was taken from you. That feeling is real. Your body is processing what your mind is still defending against. Red flag 5, your needs slowly disappear. It happens so gradually you don't notice until it's already done. In the beginning, they seemed fascinated by you, your dreams, your fears, your life. But somewhere along the way, the conversation stopped being about you. Your pain became an inconvenience. Your achievements became a competition. And you became so focused on managing their needs that yours stopped existing entirely. This is the narcissist. Not a cartoon villain, not someone obviously dangerous, someone charming, someone who made you feel chosen, someone who gave you the most intoxicating version of love you had ever experienced, specifically so they could use that feeling as a weapon. And if this video felt personal, If you found yourself thinking of someone during any of these sections, don't push that feeling away. Your instincts recognize the pattern long before your heart was ready to accept it. In the next video, we go deeper into the darkness. We decode exactly how a narcissist selects their victim, why they chose you, and the precise psychological steps they use to make you fall before you ever see it coming. Subscribe to Crimson Mind. I will show you the darkness so you can find the light.